The world is facing major challenges in climate, agriculture, food, education, access to health, and many other issues concerning general society. And in the face of these challenges, the humankind, to survive and sustain, we believe that education is the foundation for innovation. And what is innovation? When you make a change of performance, as Peter Drucker says, it's a new dimension of performance created by something, and when social change added, which transforms the culture and society over a time to emerging socio-economic and environmental problems. When you add invention, innovation into social change, it becomes social innovation. That is how we can change the world. How would you do that? Through education. Is for lifelong learning. Because being knowledgeable is not enough. The knowledge we have today may not be sufficient tomorrow because of changing environment. We need to be a constant and learning society. We know about ICT. ICT has amazing capacity to create new inventions, new method of engagement. So ICT helps us to find new ways to teach people, like online learning, open education. These are all ICT-oriented developments. But how we connect this idea to the rural context? Who are the rural communities? Those who live far from urban civilizations, they choose to live on their own production of agriculture and live in small communities, and they have problems that much of them are sometimes unknown. So this is one case from Sri Lanka where this is the school drop-off rate in Sri Lanka. You can see it in the area like grade 5, like 11 years, the drops start falling. And by the end of secondary school, you can see the drastic dropping can be seen. So from these statistics, we see 36 to 47% 8 from all communities, those who are qualified for enter universities, 36 point to 47 point of people are only qualified to do advanced level. The rest get dropped off in Uva province, Sri Lanka, where I do this research. And this is an example of innovation for social change, which we found from our research. A project called Shilpa Sayura project. Shilpa Sayura means sea of knowledge. It's a local language, open learning platform which can run on smaller computers, networks, and all internet. At that time when we were researching, there were 10,000 lessons and covering 12 subjects. I know that they have done quite well and increasing the content more. And the goodness of it is following the government's national curriculum, aligning to the national agenda. And it's implemented in 150 telecentres. Basically, I didn't hear much about telecentres said in this conference, so I think I should briefly describe what a telecentre is. Telecentres are different models depending on the countries, but in Sri Lanka we have 2 computers, 3 computers, and an internet connection is a telecentre where rural people go to access internet or access to ICTs. In India, the case is more more entrepreneurial. They have about 10,000 common service centres. And I understand that Thailand is beginning. And telecenters, there are about 35,000 telecenters in the world. And this local language e-learning tools, you can see it's designed in local language. It's not in English. And if you can see a lot of white spaces, large lettering, curves, it's not like presenting in English. It's a whole new paradigm for local language technologies, a whole new paradigm. And Tamil and Sinhala is a major languages in Sri Lanka. Now, we create content now. How do I relate it to the media? Because I understand a lot of people here in media. Content is electronic media. So that we use it for education and improving of education. It's going to go beyond textbooks. Use animations, use interactions, use self-development methods. And this is two examples of the characters we use, Sinhala and Tamil. Local language enables inclusion and give a cultural linkage to the community. Because community, when you talk to them in local language, they are more receptive. They come to you. But if you go and talk to them and in English, they wouldn't. Even if you give them computers and access to internet, if there isn't any local language content for education, they wouldn't use it. That is some of the sustainability problems we found in Sri Lanka. So this is case one of this project. The young Frees of Sri Lanka, they undergo through a religious education. They cannot get into the mainstream education. They cannot get into the universities unless they go to school. But they are not going to school. They use this Shilpa Sayura local language education system to self-study at the Telecenter and pass national examinations. Complete change of performance. It's social innovation through without formally attending the school. So another case I describe in my paper. A telecenter, what they did was the students couldn't come to the telecenter all the time because girls have certain restrictions of traveling outside homes in Sri Lanka, especially in the evenings. So what they did was they used computers donated by other people, put them in homes, small learning neighborhoods, and put content, Shilpa Sayura, and they made children to learn in small learning groups. I call it learning neighborhoods. So that was another successful project, and they supported the project with micro scholarships and social entrepreneurship and volunteering, and they didn't charge anything for this service to develop their own village. So another case is another telecenter set up in a very far area where ICT was not available. Even the government had their examination one of the subjects in the examination. The students in this area couldn't study ICT, and they considered ICT as a very important subject to get jobs in the government. So what they did was, one entrepreneur, they used Shilpa Sayura and Telecenter to introduce ICT into schools. He did the job of the government by co-creation of the services. So that is an alternative education which helped the government. Usually we see that there is a conflict between government programs and community and NGO programs. But in this case, the NGO program, actually social entrepreneurship, really helped the government to improve. So this is always, we know usually government improves everybody. But in this case, everybody improved the government in the rural village. So the government school was helpful and they passed exams. We conducted research, exam results and all, and they're really good because of the telecenter.